Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. It's East versus West here in Toronto. The Raptors hope to put on a show for their hometown fans. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. And checking out Utah's opening lineup. Hayward 3 and Favors the 4. Pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. And it's Cantor in at center, locking down the middle.
Well, Gordon Hayward unable to reach an agreement on a contract extension with the Utah Jazz last season. So instead, it played out in restricted free agency. A player with a lot of admirers around the league, and a big raise, certainly a given for him.
Burke with it. He kicks it to Favors. They get a hand on it, and that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession.
15 seconds on the shot. 15.
Beyond the arc. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will come the other way. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. And he gets it to go.
Really did a nice job recognizing the mismatch that he had and immediately cashing in with that mid-range jumper.
It's been a slow start here for Utah. It's a 5-point game. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Utah shooting their first free throw of the night. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Trey Burke, a smooth operator. You know, in his first season with the Jazz, he was in the top 15 in the NBA in terms of turnover rate for point guards. Just doesn't seem to make those rookie mistakes. He's just a great decision maker with the ball in his hands.
Burke's shot is good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. The shot by Lowry, no good. And Burke with great balance and a nice pull-up jump shot from mid-range.
And, Kevin, I think that helps him when it comes to avoiding turnovers. Coming off the pick, he doesn't have to try to force the issue in creating a play. He can just knock down that jump shot if the defender backs off.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Lowry kicks to Johnson. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
18 seconds on the shot clock. 18.
For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Burke. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Every once in a while, he'll kind of step out of his role and give you something like that.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. A shot by Lowry, no good.
Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
Now here's Favors. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got his second basket of the night.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
Burke, the pass to Burks. Here's Favors. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
Assisted, Alec Burks.
Here is Lowry. We'll now go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Quinn Snyder. Doris?
And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggressiveness. Kevin, are they up to it?
And thank you, Doris. Burke can't get it to go.
The Raptors, one of the top defensive teams in the league last season. Not something we've historically associated with this franchise, but give credit to Dwayne Casey and his staff. I mean, they've got this young team competing at that end of the floor, and that's where it starts if you're going to be good defensively. You've got to want to play at that end of the floor.
Here's Burke following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Favors. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Favors has got his second basket.
Such a difficult shot to defend, that turnaround.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And guys, you look at the progress defensively for the Raptors. Remember from 2009 to 2011, they were, Steve, the worst defense in the entire league.
It's one of the reasons they brought in Dwayne Casey, who was the defensive architect for the Mavericks during their 2011 championship run.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Hasbro's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Johnson. Lou Williams is checked in for Ross. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Wasted no time on that one. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game.
Now, Exum, following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. 44 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Novak from outside. Toronto grabs the miss. Now Williams. From deep three-point range, from beyond the arc, and then some. Williams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Jazz have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. It's stolen by Hansbrough. Here's Vasquez. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
20 seconds on the shot clock. 20.
There's 14 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Exum. Passes it to Hood. The baseline J. 1 second left. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Raptors lead by 2. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And, guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lanes.
Utah trailing here. On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. Exum is out there with Hood. Then there's Steve Novak. And it's Hayward. And it's Booker in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Rodney Hood, a 6'8" swingman, played a season at Mississippi State, then transferred to Duke. And he's a lefty with deep range on his shot. Very efficient. He's got just under 50% from the field and 40% from outside over his 2-year college career.
And here's Exum after Lou Williams was able to get the 3 to go. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Jazz have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Well, a major downfall for a young team is often getting road wins, and that was tough for the Jazz last year.
So tough, in fact, Kevin, they were the worst in the West when it came to road wins.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Amir Johnson's checked in for Patterson. Ross comes in for Lou Williams. And it's Lowry in for Vasquez. Now, here's Burks. That is good. Burks has got 5.
Jazz were the worst in the West last year on the road, as you mentioned. Only 9 wins in all. They really showed their youth and inexperience at times.
And that one's good.
Back and forth we go. That basket gives us just another lead change.
And there have been too many of those to keep track of. What a contest.
Here's Burke. Kicks it to Cantor. Pass to Burks. Burke dishes to Cantor. Knocked away.
Going on the road with the team the Jazz had last year was really difficult because they would struggle to find a player to lean on late in games. And you can't get easy points on the road from somebody. You're going to struggle exactly the way the Jazz did. You need that player that can not only score and create for others, but get to the foul line as well.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, Quinn Snyder this season taking over as head coach of the Utah Jazz. Snyder said the fit is terrific. He loves player development. Certainly a nice compliment to this young roster. Snyder's road in the coaching ranks has been a winding one, but he said the adversity he's faced has made him a better coach and a better person. Gentlemen,
his time has come, Doris. All the makings of a great coach. Thank you.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
The feed to Burks. Looking to end the run, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Burks has got 7 points.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And Toronto has possession. 6-point lead. Ross for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's now 6 points now for Terrence Ross.
Kyle Lowry, an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Last year playing really well in a contract year. The question is, can he maintain that level of play now with this new deal?
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Assist and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Now here's Burke. Cantor kicks to Burks. Feeds to Favors. The jam. Burks can't get it to go.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had early.
Not sure what he was thinking there because that was not a good shot.
Yeah, it would help if he was actually capable of making it. Stay in your range.
Now here's Burke. Three-pointer. Hayward. Offensive rebound. Here's Favors. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
Derek Favors, a really nice fit in Utah. Tough, has a low-key, low-maintenance personality. Doesn't seem to get bothered by attention and accolades. All he does is work.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Amir Johnson. And Lewis Williams subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And Favors last season, guys, signing a 4-year extension with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, he wanted to stay in Utah, and they've certainly been happy to have him. A foundational piece for this team, no question.
Dante Exum is one of the highest drafted international players in history, despite being relatively unknown. Not many scouts had seen a lot of him in person, but big performances at the Hoop Summit and the FIBA Under-19 Championships helped solidify his stock as a top prospect.
First one falls for him. And Dante Exum, since age 15, a member of the Australian senior men's basketball team, the youngest player to join the team in 30 years.
Yeah, you know, he's proven himself at a very high level, Kevin, based on that Australian senior men's national team experience. And, you know, just watching him play, you can see that he's already mastered the ability to slash.
Dante Exum, a long athletic combo guard out of Australia. His father came from the U.S. He was a teammate at North Carolina with Michael Jordan, and went to Australia to play professionally for a number of years. That's why Dante grew up down under.
Here's Lowry. Finished off the break. Lowry's got the lead up to 9 now for Toronto.
Now he's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
Jazz have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Burke with the screen for Favors. Favors with a screen on Williams. Exum kicks to Burke. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots from 14, and the jumper is on the mark. Burke's got 5. And Dante Exum entering the NBA directly out of high school. He led his team to the national title in Australia in mid-January.
It's a slightly different season schedule in Australia, so he spent about 6 months in the U.S. training for the NBA, basically working on his shot and putting the finishing touches on his still very green game.
The Raptors making a switch here. Vasquez comes in. Here's Williams. The 18-footer is right on the mark. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter.
Now it's easier to protect the lead if you can get nice high percentage shots rather than settle for long three-pointers that they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, shooting percentage a function of shot selection. I think they've got to keep the pressure on each possession, and I think that's easy to do when you're attacking the paint and not settling for threes.
.15 seconds left to play here in the half. From deep, the long distance three is good. And it's a 12-point Raptor lead. Here's Exum. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Well, I think he shouldn't have forced that one. Instead, he should have passed it off.
And so we conclude the first half. The Raptors out in front. They lead by 12. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Casey, obviously it's early in the season, but how would you say this team is shaping up in terms of its chemistry and personnel-wise?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
What a game we've seen here for Williams. He has 11 points, and he's drained 3 3-point bombs so far.
Tell you what, he should not hesitate to keep firing from out there because he's got the touch tonight.
Here's Burke. Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt, and it's DeRozan in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Favors can't get it to go. Raptors leading by 12. Here's Lowry, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Lowry's got the first basket of the third quarter for Toronto. Well, guys, the Utah Jazz, one of the better front offices, I think all would agree, in the NBA, narrowly missing the playoffs in 2013. They saw this loaded 2014 draft class, and Steve, they decided to go young.
Well, tough to let Paul Millsap and Al Jefferson just walk away, but you know there's a plan in place, and the Jazz felt like they needed to go young. They didn't want to tie themselves up long term with contracts that would just lead to mediocrity. So the rebuild is on, and this team does have some talent.
Now Burke, following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. And here is Burke. He's got 5. Clock at 6. And a slam dunk by Favors.
You know, for a player with his explosiveness, that was ATM time. Cash money, the easy way.
That kind of defense is not going to cut it against him.
Cash money. I like that, Clark.
And Toronto has possession. They've led by as many as 14 points. Johnson attacking. Took him no time at all on that one. Johnson's got his second bucket.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Jazz trail by 12. Burke kicks to Burks. Favors sets the pick for Burks. The dish to Favors. Takes a three. Burks can't get it to go. Toronto, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half.
A career best performance for Kyle Lowry last season, posting best in scoring and assists. A lot of people felt like he was the player most egregiously overlooked when it came to the All-Star game.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin. Kyle Lowry was a hot name in free agency, but he opted to remain with the Raptors, signing a 4-year, $48 million contract. As Kyle said, you don't get many opportunities to have a team you can call your own. Guys, after playing as a backup for most of his 9-year career, Lowry is excited to have that lead role.
He had to work to become a star player. That's great to see, Doris. Thanks. And Lowry, arguably the Raptors' best player last season. Despite that, Steve, he was the subject of repeated trade rumors.
Well, it was such a curious situation for Toronto. On one hand, they were trying to rebuild at the beginning of the season, maybe get a top draft pick, and then all of a sudden they started playing well. In the end, no trade. Lowry becomes their best player, and then he leads them to a top 3 seed in the playoffs. So it's a strange season.
Burks, no good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Raptors leading by 10. Johnson, that's for 2. Hayward grabs the board. Hayward's got his 4th rebound in this one. Burke, the pass to Burks. Wide open look. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Burke's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Now here's Ross. 6 points for him. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Ross has got 8 points. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Now here's Burke while recovering. Here's Cantor. Good. Cantor's got 4 this quarter. 1:44 left in the 3rd quarter. A shot by Lowry, no good.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
A new front office starting last season for the Toronto Raptors, and it seemed the roster of the team was going to be subject to some changes as well, as the team shed some of the big money players who hadn't been able to lead this squad to many wins in the past, and now they're looking to a promising future.
Here's Burke after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Here's Favors. Goes back up. Some solid defense from Johnson.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
The offensive rebound. Here's Lowry. And he makes good on the layup. Lowry's got 14 points for the game.
And another gap in the defense found right there. This is one of the worst defensive performances I have ever seen.
Burks in the corner. Cloak loose. Ross with the steal. 17-foot shot on the way. Drained for 2 points. Ross has got the lead up to 14 now for Toronto. 34 seconds left in the 3rd. Burks dishes to Burke. Over to the wing. Burks kicks to Burke. A 3-ball. The rebound by Johnson.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
Jazz trail by 14. Burke kicks to Hayward. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Hayward's got his first 2 points of the night.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Here's Lowry. They get the rebound. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Raptors lead by 12. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And it's time now to reveal our State Farm assist of the game. Today, Steve, it's a big man winning the honor.
And it was a no-brainer. This assist was really out of this world. I mean, he had a great understanding of the situation and where the ball had to go.
Here's Vasquez. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Hayward out there with Steve Novak. Then there's Trevor Booker. Then it's Exum. And it's Hood in at the two-guard spot.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would have been a big gap anytime, but especially when you're behind.
Toronto leading by 12. Deflects the pass. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here.
20 seconds on the shot clock.
That's tipped and stolen by Hood. Now here's Exum. Defense right on him. Lets it fly. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Johnson's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
19 seconds on the shot clock. 19.
Jazz trail by 12. Now here's Exum. There's the pick. He dishes it to Novak. Pass to Exum. Fires the three. That drops. Exum's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Utah.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
That one goes. Cover.
These two just going at it from deep now.
You know, it seems like what's going on here is anything you can do, I can do better territory.
And the Jazz call time here.
Rivas Vasquez throughout his career has been more of a passer than a scorer, but last season the highest scoring rate of his career, and he's improved his three-point shot every season up to almost 38% last year.
Williams, he's checked in for Vasquez. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder was saying to his team. He rallied the troops saying, nobody said it was going to be easy. They're not laying down. They're not going away. If we want this game, we have to take it from them. Kevin, plenty of fire in that speech.
Exum with it. Williams picks him up. Exum with it. Dishes it to Hayward. Here is Novak. And that is good. And Vasquez growing as a shooter. He'd always been more than solid at the free throw line.
Yeah, and even there, a career-high 88% last season, partner. You throw in his floater in the lane, a nice in-between game. You've got to like the way he's developing offensively.
Got to make a defensive adjustment here because he's just destroying them from three-point range.
Well, even when they've closed out on him, Steve, he's knocking them down.
Now, here's Exum. There's a good screen. Hood, the pass to Exum. He kicks it to Hayward. Just 5 on the clock. DeRozan with the rebound. DeRozan's got his fourth rebound in this one.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing.
Cantor checked in for the Jazz. Alec Burks comes in for Hood.
Alec Burks.
Jazz trail by 13. Exum kicks to Booker, and it's Exum at the elbow. Booker in the post. Johnson's there. Another miss by Utah.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
No good from Ross. For Utah, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Now Exum. There's the pass to Hayward. The 17-footer goes down.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Raptors leading by 11. Here's the three. And DeRozan at the basket on the assist by Williams. 14 points for DeMar DeRozan.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Here's Hayward. And it's Hayward again missing. Toronto, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Williams, that's good.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He is yet to miss a shot.
Jazz trail by 16. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Exum with a wide open look. Offensive rebound. Cantor's shot is off.
And excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
And this is what they wanted, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. And I think it can be considered a statement win for the Raptors.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Shot quality and better overall shooting.
Some changes for Toronto. Vasquez comes in for Terrence Ross, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Williams. Derek Favors checked in for the Jazz. Trey Burke comes in for Exum. Three-pointer, Lowry, and he gets it to go. And the Raptors lead by 17.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though. Boy, Trey Burke, Columbus's own, has been a hand-in-glove fit for the Utah Jazz. He missed the first 11 games of last season with a fractured finger, and the Jazz won just 1 of those 11 games. Once he was healthy, he made a big difference bringing his team back to life.
And the Jazz making a draft day trade to acquire Trey Burke, giving up the 14th and 21st picks to Minnesota. Steve, to take him 9th overall.
Well, they saw a young player who dominated college basketball and seemed ready to take over their starting point guard spot from day one. I think they feel like they've found their point guard of the future. This kid is really good.
Burke hits them both.
Well, guys, it seems like the league has been pretty forward-thinking, willing to embrace changes over time, always trying to improve the game. And I think, you know, they actually changed the competition committee over the last couple of years. It used to be every general manager. Now it's made up of 3 owners, 3 general managers, 3 coaches, and a player, which I think is a much more manageable group to work with.
And yes, sir, that one drops.
It's a great play under the boards for him, and you know, that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, I mean, they're there for him game in, game out.
And it's DeRozan missing. And with that new NBA competition committee, the league was hoping to create a more nimble leadership group to consider various initiatives.
And, you know, I think the culture of the NBA has been open to innovation and new things, new ways of doing things, new thinking, all in an effort to improve the game. And to me, that's what it's about.
Here's Valanciunas. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. The Jazz making a switch here. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Hood. To the middle. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Shot is blocked. But they get it back. DeRozan. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. How much to be critical of with this win, Clark?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan player of the game. Doris?
Kyle, congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. We stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.